Hey y'all, well what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back over the affidavits. There's some important things that we're gonna look over again uh, that happened in the Idaho murder case. And I don't understand how it's still gonna put Bryan Kohberger him just because they said that's his uh, blood on the little knife on the knife sheath. I just don't see it. But let's listen to this. Okay. It said that OFC Smith and I entered the King Road residence through the bottom floor door on the north side of the building. Okay. OFC Smith and I then walked upstairs to the second floor. OFC Smith directed me down the hallway to the west bedroom on the second floor, which I later learned through Zana's driver's license and other personal belongings found in the room was Zana's Canada, or hereafter Canada room. Just before this room, there was a bathroom door on the south wall of the hallway. As I approached the room, I could see a body later identified as Canada's laying on the floor. Canada was deceased and wounds were appeared to have been caused by edge weapons. Okay, what I'm going to do is skip down, okay? And it's going to talk about Chapin too, but let me skip down. Now here, I then follow OFC Smith upstairs to the third floor of the residence. The third floor consisted of 2 bedrooms and 1 bedroom. Okay, the bedroom on the west side of the floor was later determined to be Haley Genkaff's. Hereafter, Genkaff's room, I later learned from review officer Nine's body camera, there was a dog in the room when a Moscow police officer initially responded. Okay? The dog belonged to Guncaps and her ex-boyfriend, Jet. I found out from my interview with Jet Ducourier on November 13, 2022, that he and Guncaps shared the dog, okay? OFC Smith then pointed out a small bathroom on the east side of the third floor. This bedroom shared a wall with Madison Morgan. Hereafter, Morgan bedroom, which was situated on the east corner of the third floor. Something that we didn't know right here that I see on here. As part of the investigation, numerous interviews was conducted by Moscow Police Department officer, Idaho State Police detectives, and FBI agents. Okay. 2 of the interviews include BF and M and DM. That's Bethany and Dylan. And DM were inside the King Road at the time of the homicide and were roommates to the victim, BL. Bedroom was located on the east side of the first floor of the King Road. Now, right here, y'all, when you hear certain people give you an update, like the news, they'll keep continuously saying that both of the Dylan and BF and DM room was at the lower level of the house, okay? But so happened that day, that night, DM stayed upstairs on the floor where the person who entered the house came in. Now, just in case you all, for those who know, you know, but those who don't know, the FBI agents was involved. The FBI was involved. Okay, I'm just only talking to the ones who just joining us. Okay, y'all. Based on numerous interviews conducted by MPD officers, ISP detectives, and FBI agents, as well as my review of evidence, I have learned the following. Listen to this. On the evening of November 12th, 2022, Chapin and Kenora was seen by BF at the Sigma Child House on the University of Idaho campus at 735 Nez Perce Drive from approximately 9 p.m. on November 12th to 1:45 a.m. on November 13th. But BF also estimate that at approximately 1:45 a.m., Chapel and Kernard returned to the King Road residence. BF also stated that Chapel did not live in the King Road residence, but was a guest of Kernard. Okay? Kernard and Morgan were at a local bar. Okay, well, all those people was in their house. They was at a local bar. The Corner Club at 202 in Main Street in Moscow. Goncalves and Morgan can be seen on video footage provided by the Corner Club between 10 p.m. on November 12th and 1:30 a.m. on November 13th, and approximately 1:30 a.m. Goncalves and Morgan can be seen on video at a local food vendor called the Grub Truck at 318 S Main Street in downtown Moscow. Okay, Moscow. The Grub Truck live stream video from their food truck on the streaming platform Twitch, which is available for the public reviewing on their website. This video was captured by the law enforcement, okay? A private party, a big old space there, reported that he provided a ride to Goncalves and Morgan at approximately 1:56 a.m. from downtown Moscow in front of the Grub Truck to the King Road residence. Remind you people, why these individuals was out having a good time at their house, everybody was in their house, okay? Except for them. Now, DM and BF both made statement during interviews that indicates the occupants of the King Road residence were at home by 2 a.m. How they know? And asleep at least in their room by approximately 4 o'clock a.m. Okay? This is with the exception of Canado, who received a DOORDAsh order at the residence approximately 4 o'clock a.m. Law enforcement identified a DoorDash delivery driver who reported this information. Now, we got to find out what time was that when an officer came up to the door, knocked on the door, and them two, and Zana came out to the door. Kanata came out to the door, came up to the door, and they told them they need to cut that noise out. And she said she had a little company, but she also said she was about to go to sleep. So why did she, okay, she was there at the residence at 2 o'clock a.m. and asleep in their room by approximately 4 a.m. Now, I don't understand why she wakes up and called DoorDash. DoorDash did a delivery, okay, to Zana, okay, at 4 o'clock a.m. That is weird. You sure that food went to Canado, or did that food go to somebody else? The law enforcement identified a DoorDash delivery driver who reported this information. I don't understand that part right there where it said DM and PM and BF. Y'all got to excuse me because I wear glasses and I'm trying to see double on the stream and on the tablet. DM and BF both made statements during interviews that indicates the occupants of the King Road resident were at home by 2 a.m. Okay. And listen to what she said. Asleep. At least in their room by approximately 4 a.m. It's a lot of hours in between there. This is with the exception of Canada, who received a DoorDash. Now, she ordered something at 4 o'clock in the morning. I just don't understand that part. Okay. DM stated she originally went to sleep in her bedroom on the southeast side of the second floor, which at the beginning of this case, y'all remember they told us that she had a bedroom downstairs across from Bethany. Now, DM stated she originally went to sleep in her bedroom on the southeastern side of the second floor. DM stated she was awoken at approximately 4 a.m. That's when the DoorDash guy came. That's why I asked y'all sure that food went to, you sure that Kenora ordered that food or somebody ordered that food on Kenora? Okay. DM stated she was awoken at approximately 4 a.m. by what she stated sound like Gun kept playing with a dog in one of the upstairs bedroom, which was located on the third floor. Now, y'all, go back right here. Listen. So the dog woke, Kaylee woke, Kenora woke, awakened. Okay, awoken, whatever you want to say. So that's me. Because Dylan said that she said that the food came at 4 a.m. The DoorDash said it came at 4 a.m., right? So by this statement, DM stated she was awoken approximately 4 a.m. That's when the DoorDash man came. By what she stated sounded like Gun kept playing with her dog in one of the upstairs bedrooms. So that means that somebody is awake upstairs, right? A short time later, DM said she heard what she thought was Gun kept say something to the effect of there's someone here. Okay, what she mean by there's someone here? What she mean by she said there's someone here? Is someone here? Is Bethany there? Dylan there? Zayna there? Why would she say that? Okay. How's she hearing all of this? How is DM hearing all this? I'm not saying she did nothing, y'all. I'm just wondering how she hear everything. A short time later, DM said she heard who she thought was Gun kept saying something to the effect of there's someone here. A review of records obtained from a forensic download of Canada phone showed this could also have been Canada, as her cellular phone indicated that she was slightly awake using the TikTok. And why she thought it, now look, why did she think that was Kaylee and she's down the hall from Canada? Don't you think that she would know who voice she heard? She know Canada voice and she know Kaylee voice. I don't understand what they trying to put and trying to look out right there. Okay? DM stated she looked out of her bedroom but did not see anything, which she heard the comment about someone in the house. She thought she heard Kaylee said that, right? 4 a.m. in the morning, y'all. Why while where she alleges that Kanata was up with DoorDash. And then right here, the record showed that Kanata was awake during that time, okay? And doing TikTok at 4:12 in the a.m., okay? Why is she thinking and she can come out the room and go down the hall and see what they doing, okay? Okay. DM stated she looked out of her bedroom, but did not see anything when she heard the comment about something being in the house. I don't understand why she keeps standing at the door and she can walk, and she know they in the house. DM stated she opened her door a second time when she heard what she thought was crying from Kanata's room. So she thought she heard Zainab crying. But she doing TikToks. Crying from Kanata's room. DM then said she heard a male voice say something to the effect of, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." Why would someone be saying, y'all, "It's okay, I'm going to help you"? We got to study that, because she said that 4 o'clock, Kanata was getting food from DoorDash. And so they also had record that she was getting food at 4 o'clock in the morning. And she was TikToking, right? Okay? DM then said she heard a male voice say something to the effect of, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." What you mean by help her? Help her do what? At approximately 4:17 a.m., a security camera located at 1112 King Road, a resident immediately to the northwest of 1122 King Road, picked up the distorted audio of what sounded like voices of a whimper followed by a loud thump. Here we go with that loud thunk again. Thunk again. Here we go. A dog can also be heard barking numerous times. Okay? Starting at 4:17 a.m., the security camera is less than 50 feet from west wall of Kanata room. So that means that they seen the person come out the house. Okay? DM stated she opened her door for the third time. All the things she doing is just standing in her room, though, peeping. That's all she doing. That's all she doing, knowing Kanata down there doing TikToks. And just got her food at 4 o'clock because she was awake. She just peeping out her room door. Okay? DM stated she opened her door for the third time after she heard the crying and saw a figure clad in black clothing and a mask that covered the person's mouth and nose walking towards her. DM described the figure of a 5'10", a taller man. Could it be the man sitting out there outside with Kaylee earlier? We don't know. Or taller. She said or taller. Not very muscular, but athletically built with bushy eyebrows. If he athletically built, that means he looked like a football player. But you just say he's not very muscular, so he must be on a soccer team. I don't play sports at all. The male walked past DM as she stood and a frozen shock face, okay? The male walked towards the backsliding glass door. DM locked herself in her room. I guess the room about to come up there. I would tell y'all this, and these girls know these people. Whoever did this to them, and they had to kill Chapin because Chapin know them. He know the person. These people know these folks. I think they were targeted. Not the house, but them. Cause if it was the house, then everybody would have been gone. Now listen to this. After seeing the mail, DM did not state that she recognized the mail. This leads investigators to believe the murder left the scene. The combination of DM's statement to law enforcement, reviews of forensics, downloads of records from BF and DM phone, and video of a suspect video as described below, leads investigators to believe the homicides occurred between 4 a.m. and 4:25 a.m. So y'all said that. So that means that if y'all gonna think that the homicide occurred between 4 and 4:25 a.m., who got out of that DoorDash car? Who got out of that car? What did DoorDash driver see, or pretend that they didn't see? Because remember, Kenorha had her food arrive at 4 a.m. So that means that the DoorDash person would have saw who did this. Okay? Not necessarily, but maybe. During the processing of the crime scene, investigators found a Latin shoe print. This was located during the second processing of the crime scene by the ISP forensic team, by the first using a presumptive blood test and then an amino black, a protein stain that detect the presence of cellular material. And the shoe, remember they said, we talked about this, that the shoe was a Vans shoe. That could have been anybody because Dylan let everybody come over there except for the police. I don't understand why she called her friends instead of officer. Y'all remember when we were talking about the shoe print was on the outside Dylan door? No telling who that was, because remember that located, just outside the door of Dylan's bedroom, located on the second floor. The reason why I say that is because she invited all her other friends over there. That could be their shoe. That could be anybody's shoe. Everybody come in their house when they want to. Okay? As part of an investigation, an intensive search, commonly referred to in law enforcement as a video canvass, was conducted in the area of the King Road residence. Okay? All right, y'all. Let's get to this. A review of camera footage indicated that a white sedan, hereafter suspect vehicle 1, was observed traveling westbound in the 700 blocks of Indian Hills Drive in Moscow at 3:26 a.m. and westbound of Steiner Avenue at Idaho State Highway 95 in Moscow. It's approximately 3:28 a.m. Okay, 3:28 a.m. On this video, it appeared suspect vehicle 1 was not displaying a front license plate. I wonder why. Because aren't that illegal where they from? As that required, I apologize. A review of footage from multiple video obtained from the King Road. So they got multiple videos, okay, from King Road neighborhood showed multiple sightings of suspect vehicle 1 starting at 3:29 a.m. and ended at 4:20 a.m. This sighting showed suspect vehicle 1 makes an initial 3 passes by the 1122 King Road resident and then leave Valenta Drive. Based off the detective experience as a patrol officer, this is a residential neighborhood with a very limited number of vehicles that travels in the area during the early morning hours. How y'all know? Upon review of the video, there are only few cars that enter that exit in area during this time frame. Okay, now, when they made one car, they made 2 cars. When they made 3 cars, they made other cars. They said that vehicle number 1 could be seen entering the area 4th time at approximately 4:04 a.m. That's when Dylan tried to claim everybody was in the house. Somebody was in the house. And that's what time the food got there. It can be seen driving eastbound on King Road, stopping and turning around in front of 500 Queen and Road, number 52, and then driving back westbound on King Road when suspect vehicle 1 is in front of King Road resident. So you tell me that this car, the suspect vehicle 1, is in front of King Road resident after they don't, so they about to go in the house and do this to these person, do these people up, and ain't no kind of no blood or nothing on the car. It appears to successfully attempt to park. So if the suspect 1 car attempt to park, where did they park to go in the house? Or turn around in the road. The vehicle then continued to the intersection of Queen Road and King Road, okay, where it can be seen completing a 3rd point turn and then driving eastbound again down Queen Road. Now listen to this, y'all. Just listen to me. I don't want to be right or wrong. I want to be close to it. Now, suspect vehicle number 1 is next seen departing the area of King Road resident at a price. Okay, so they leaving. Wait a minute. It's next seen departing. That's wrong. You know what, y'all? I'm going to tell y'all what it is. It was more than one car. It probably was his car and he seen another car do something. And somebody got out that car, but not out of his car. Not out of Bryan's car. It could have been 2 cars, white cars. And somebody was in that other white car. Because listen to this. Suspect vehicle 1 is next seen departing the area of the King Road resident at approximately 4:20 a.m. at a high rate of speed. Maybe that suspect vehicle 1 saw something. It's next observed traveling southbound Wellington Drive. Okay, based on my knowledge of the area, review of camera footage in the neighborhood that does not show suspect vehicle 1 during the time frame. I believe that suspect vehicle 1 lightly exit the neighborhood at Apollo's River Drive. I'm going to tell y'all what it sounds like. It sounds like Bryan saw who did it. I don't believe that was Bryan car. I don't believe that was Bryan Kohberger car, y'all. I really don't. I believe it could have been allegedly could be in somebody else's car. And the other person must sit in the car while the other person went in the house to do what they had to do. I don't believe it was Bryan, though. I bet Bryan saw what happened. And Bryan gonna sit back, because Bryan might know who did it. That don't mean he did it. Something else I want to share with y'all. I skipped a little bit. Okay. Investigators was given access to video footage on the Washington State University campus, okay? And a review of that video indicates that approximately 2:44 a.m. on November the 13th, a white sedan. Here we go with another white sedan, which was consistent with the description of the white Elantra. A white sedan and a white Elantra is two different cars. Known as Suspect 1 was observed on WSU civilian camera, traveling north or south Nevada Street at Northeast Stadium Way at approximately 2:53 a.m. A white sedan, which is consistent with the description of the white Elantra, known as Suspect 1, vehicle 1 was observed traveling southeast of Nevada Street and Pullman WA toward SR-270 connects Pullman, Washington to Moscow, Idaho. This camera footage from. Hey, it could be two cars in this that know each other.
I think it was the house that was targeted. I believe wholeheartedly that it was those kids who were targeted.
Oh, the ghostly image appeared when this window was dusted for prints.
Now, Gonsalves may have actually had a stalker. A lot of people have been wondering if Kaylee had a stalker.
Why I believe that Kaylee Goncalves was the only target first until she posted her last post on IG. Because if he can't have her, nobody can, and got angry at her friends for simply being around her every day.
Yeah, I still have my eye on Jack, the ex-boyfriend. I still have my eyes on him. This the guy I had concern about. Why is he sitting right there looking, y'all? Look, right here. And then he gonna have nerve to have an attitude and get up. Look.
Okay, it's a pretty expensive ticket. I don't want to give that to you. That being said, this is your place, so I'm going to hold you responsible.
Looking at, watch he get up.
This is your place. You're also responsible for everybody here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to grab your info.
Yeah.
And if I do have to come back here,
watch he get up.
the $300-some ticket's coming your way.
Okay.
And it only gets more expensive from there. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair. Absolutely.
And then he gonna get up and go in the house. He goes in the house. Shut the door. He don't hear what he had to hear.
Turn the music down. Hey guys, second time. I need somebody to come to the door. Alright, we'll get somebody to come to the door. Music stays off. Party's over.
This the
That's all they do.
What's your name? Xana, do you live here?
Yes.
Hey, did Megan talk to you earlier?
No.
Okay, does Megan live here?
Megan, I do not have a Megan that lives
Megan Mogan?
Madison Mogan, yes.
Madison Mogan? Yeah. Madison Mogan? Okay, she does live here?
Sorry, she is at the club.
Now, that girl y'all seen, her name is...
I'm just going to bed. I have a couple friends over, but this is my ID.
Have you talked to Maddie tonight?
Yes, I have. She's at the corner club.
Okay. Did she tell you anything about anything that happened earlier or anything like that?
Maddie had a boyfriend, Jake Schreiger.
He was the first person I talked to every morning, and the last person I talked to before bed.
See, I know we...
Now, this don't look like the car that Bryan was in. But let's listen, y'all.
2011 to 2013 Hyundai Elantra.
Well, that car...
Here will be fine. A white Elantra with somebody inside.
Well, look here. Another thing is...
Now, y'all, do you all think these two guys look alike? Do they kind of sort of look alike to y'all? I just want to know.
I'm going to ask you, are you the killer?
No. I think that's obvious to anyone who's not completely stupid or a flat earther or, I don't know. I guess it might look kind of crazy you know, just because of my life or whatever, but
The stuttering.
I take everything the media says with a grain of salt. But they were saying that the knife was kind of like a loose term to describe it, because they're now like saying it's more of like a bigger, like blunt object and from like a really strong man. Apparently, so you know, apparently there was like big gate gouges in them and stuff. So like, you know, it's kind of interesting in this area because some of the surrounding areas have a history of lead poisoning.
All right, y'all. This is one of the videos that the Inside Edition. Shout out to Inside Edition, News Nation, and God, did I skip somebody? Whew, I think later. But look at Kaylee. What is Kaylee doing now? Look at Kaylee. The whole time. Who she talking to? Who she reading? What she seeing? You know what I mean? She is on her phone and she all the way into her phone.
Video of the confrontation between two of the
She's still on her
University of
phone.
Idaho murder victims
Who is
and
she
another
texting?
student
She's still on her
in a
phone.
truck. The time,
She looked at
1:30 a.m.,
medicine.
just hours before the murders. Kaylee Gonsalves and Madison Mogan stopped for mac and cheese after partying at a nearby bar.
Everybody seemed like in good spirits, nothing seemed off. And then they start interacting with a couple other people. They're waiting for their food.
Now look at this. Video shows Madison pointing at a man in a hoodie who appeared to have followed them to the
Look
truck.
at what's the name still on her phone, and she looked at weird. Look at her.
Blank you.
Watch Kaylee, whoever she talking to on texting to on that phone, she gonna look at Madison phone unless she looking at Madison and want to know why Madison tripping. But she's on the phone with somebody. We got to get her phone to find out.
She says police have already announced
she's still on the phone.
Young man in the hoodie.
She's still on the phone.
Engineer Anthony Nelson enhanced the audio for Inside Edition. What do you hear in that instant?
She says you.
So, was there an argument? If so, what was it about? Kaylee's parents say, in their opinion, some of the individuals have been cleared too prematurely. Nancy Grace, host of Crime Stories, says the victims' families are being mishandled.
Number one thing you do in a murder case is you locate the victim's family and loved ones.
Okay, you guys. This case right here. Woo! Got you eating collard green and cornbread. But look, y'all, check this out. Look at the distance that the house is from the fraternity house.
Nodal and Ethan Chapin were between 9 p.m. when they were at a gathering at a Sigma Chi fraternity and 1:45 a.m. when they returned home, just a short distance from the frat house. Police fear students who have the information are reluctant to come forward. News Nation's Bryan Kohberger is in Idaho.
Police told me they want to send a message out to the kids here on campus. They're not concerned about what was happening at any of these parties, whether the kids were drinking or the college students were smoking pot or whatever. They're not going to get in trouble, police say. They just want the information about where Xana and Ethan were.